Aloha, it's Kim Jolene with Finding Your Fiji, and I am a Feng Shui intuitive. I do help bring harmony to your head, to your heart, and to your home. And I'm here today with Dr. Cara Gubbins. We're starting a new series this week.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm Dr. Cara Gubbins of drcaragubbins.com. I'm an author, intuitive, and coach. And my whole thing is better living through spiritual tools. So that's part of why we're doing this series, just having all these different topics of like tools for better living. And we're breaking them down into different categories. Today, this is the first in our series of energy tools. And so this is energetic tools for self-care, which is the place to start, right? Like you want to start right here at home with yourself. And we have a whole bunch of them. So we're going to throw a whole slew of tools at you. You can use them at your leisure, pick and choose, see which one calls to you to start with. But there's a lot of things you can be doing with energy tools to start taking care of yourself. So I'm going to start off with our first one.
Yeah.
And this is my basic thing that I think everybody before kindergarten should know how to do, and that's a grounding cord. And a grounding cord is an energetic connection from your energy field down to the center of the earth. It's that simple, and all you have to do is visualize it from somewhere on your energy field down into the center of the earth. And it acts like the string on a balloon. So just like the string keeps the balloon from floating away, your grounding cord keeps your energy and your whole nervous system from going kind of offline and going into fight or flight. So it keeps us calm, it keeps us centered, it keeps us present in the present moment. So that's number one.
Nice. I love that. I love that. And I use grounding cords as well. We talked in another video about how we actually do that, so you can check that out as well. Another thing that I do to take care of my energy, every morning I do this, is I actually use these little white sage incense sticks. So you can see the little, it'll show up backwards, but you can get these on Amazon or wherever, but they're white sage incense, and I actually will clear my energy field. So I light it, of course, and then I go over my whole entire body, down the front of me, under my feet, down the back of my body, and that to me is just kind of like clears my energy field, and that's something that I do every morning typically.
I love that. And I do something similar for whole body, which is to energize each chakra. So I'm not actually going through the energy field, but I am bringing energy and focus to the chakras, which are the machines that run the energy through our bodies and into our aura. So just by bringing attention to each one, focusing my awareness there, maybe I'll breathe into it a couple of times, that will energize those chakras so they'll be working at their best.
Nice. I love that. I love that so much.
Feels good.
Yeah, that's a great thing. I love that. Something else that I use is I use flower essences. So this is just a little bottle. Green Hope Farm is really my favorite company. There's lots of companies that make them back. You can get in grocery stores and things like that. Green Hope Farm I love because it's just a family business, and their essences are super powerful. So this particular one, Golden Armor, is one that I use every single day. And I just literally, I'll put a couple drops in my water bottle. And as long as I keep it filled up, so it doesn't go completely empty, if I keep filling it up, it'll stay active all day. And so I actually use a number of flower essences on a daily basis to help keep me clear. There's one that's actually called grounding. So I do use that one on a daily basis, because those of us that are intuitive tend to need more grounding than other people, because we're kind of working up in these rooms. So that's something that I use. And then I also use essential oils. This is just one brand, Lemongrass Spa makes. Essential oils can often help you, like especially if you have like a headache, or just need clarity, different things like that. I'm not an essential oils expert, so please don't ask me any questions about them. That is not my forte, but I do use them.
So another energy tool that I use every single day is going out in nature. And, we can get into the whole negative ions and all that kind of stuff. But for me, being out in nature, breathing that oxygen, being in among the trees and the dirts and the creeks and the water and the air and all the animals and everything, that is just like total self-care for me. It's completely selfish because I feel so much better every day from doing that. And it works on so many levels. We don't even have time to talk about all the different energetic ways that nature can heal and ground and clear and support you and help you stay healthy and happy.
Exactly.
Really
I go
important
to the beach, I go to the ocean, I get my feet in the sand. Going barefoot in general is a great thing to do. The other thing that I do, speaking of nature and speaking of the ocean, is salt baths. This is probably, other than the incense sticks on a daily basis, like doing that, doing salt baths or getting in the physical ocean where it's your big natural salt bath is my go-to tool. If ever I'm feeling off, if ever I feel like I'm coming down with something or getting sick or anything like that, I get my butt in the ocean or I get my butt in the salt bath. Sometimes I don't even have the energy to get to the ocean. Like after we had the eclipse, that threw me for a loop, and I literally sat in a salt bath for like about 40 minutes, just like trying to get myself back to center. So anytime you feel off, salt bath. And so what I do with a salt bath, a lot of people use Epsom salts. I think sea salt is more effective, so I use about 3 cups of sea salt. It sounds like a lot, but it's really, really good. 3 cups of sea salt, and then I use like 2 or 3 tablespoons of baking soda. If you have sore muscles, you obviously could add in Epsom salt as well, but I think with just the sea salt and the baking soda, that helps. I also will put my flower essences in there because that's a really fast way for it to get in your system. Water is
essential oil too.
Electricity. Yeah, and oils too. Yeah, you could put essential oils in there too. Right?
And I do the same thing, similar, but I do 2 cups of Epsom salts and 2 cups of baking soda. So to me, that kind of bath, it's going to get you on every level: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic. It just sucks it all out on every level. It's the most universal healer, I think, that there is.
And good for kids too. So if you have kids that have too much energy or have a bad day or whatever, get them in a salt bath. Right? That really is going to help them. Those kiddos need it. And they clear so fast. Like they probably, even just being in there 10 minutes or something, they're probably fine. So that is something that definitely helps for sure clear your field. Another thing that I do is so I do EFT, which is the, emotional freedom technique. Many people have heard of this, where you're tapping the meridian endpoints, right? Different parts of your head and your body, right? So I do use EFT to help clear things, but I also do tapping cortices, which is another little form of that. And I'll put a link. There's a video, and I'll put a link to that video in there for tapping cortices. We'll see if we've got a link for an EFT video that we could put in there as well. But that helps clear that charge out of your body. And the tapping cortices actually balances your right and left hemisphere. So I'll actually do the little incense stick, I'll do the incense stick, and then I'll tap cortices, right? After, because that just really helps clear out. So that's something else that I do as well.
Yeah. And I don't do this tool every day, but it shows up on a fairly regular basis, and that's to do Reiki on myself. And I'll catch myself, especially in the morning if I wake up and it's not a school day and I have to jump out of bed and get kids fed and stuff. But to just take a few moments and do a little bit of Reiki on myself and just kind of reorganize my energy field. And my intention when I do Reiki on myself, I don't necessarily go through specific hand positions. I just go with the intention that energy is going to flow where it needs to flow and balance in my body. So it's an easy way to energize yourself.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. The other thing that I feel like it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it, is meditation. So meditation is a great self-care tool, and it is something that I use every single day. If I do nothing else, I always meditate. Like before I get going in my day, I always meditate. That's just something I do for at least 11 minutes. It's just something that I do that helps clear. that. The other thing that I think is also important is if you ever feel like you have unexplained like pains or aches in your body, oftentimes those are cords
Right.
that are attached to other people. And do you want to share a little bit about how you cut cords, Cara?
So for me, I cut cords by calling in my spirit guides. In my training, cutting cords is something that guides do that we can't necessarily do. You know, I'm not real uptight about training, so I don't always take everything like, oh no, I can't do it. So I kind of visualize what that energy might look like, and then I just picture, cutting is kind of harsh to me, so I picture more dissolving those cords. So any connection that I feel from somebody else, it shows up most often in my back and in my rib cage and anywhere where I might have, you know, a muscular overuse injury, or I slept wrong and I have a funny spot. That's a weakness in your energy field where somebody can cord in.
Yeah.
So I'll pay attention to those, and I'll send them golden light, and I'll send them dissolving healing energy to separate that cord from my energy field.
Nice. Yeah, and I typically call in Archangel Michael. He's really good at helping cut cords. And I also visualize, I mean, depending on who the cord is too, I might visualize a machete, just because that's a nice clean cut. Or I might do like a lightsaber, and just I visualize that lightsaber, I just go over my entire body. And I'm also asking Archangel Michael to help at the same time, so we're both kind of energetically cutting those cords. And what I do is I visualize sending them back with love. So I visualize like a little heart on the end of the cord, and I'm sending it back to them with love and light. And then whatever holes are left in me, I'm filling those with pink light. So I'm just making sure that, like, you know, if I've got some cords back here, I just, after the cords are released, then I fill them with pink light. And just be able to, like, get my, you know, as you say, those weak spots, get those, like, hardened up again with, and not hardened up, but, like, shored up.
Solidified. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you take energy out, there's a void. So you want to fill it back in. You want to fill that space up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know you mentioned using essential oil diffuser. How do you use that?
So I will use that in a couple of different ways. Number one, if I'm losing focus and I feel like I need to be here working and have focus, I'll do an uplifting scent, a scent that I really like, and I'll put it in a diffuser in my office and just allow that scent to kind of move around and circulate.
Nice.
And then I also use them sometimes for going to sleep. In cold and flu season, I'll use them all the time with eucalyptus or lemon or those kinds of things that are good for the breathing system. And I'll do that during the day and during at night. And it's not an everyday thing for me. I don't always remember, but it is a nice go-to to have that essential oil energy working through my energy system.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll use like the little incense sticks. I'll just burn those. Like when I'm sitting at my desk, if I'm feeling unfocused, or even while I'm doing readings, I'll burn those. The other thing that I use too is crystals. So I have a lot of different crystals, like kind of all over my house, but I have some that I just like when I'm just feeling like I need a little bit more energy, or just feel drawn to a stone. This happens to be like a labradorite. So I'll just, and I have other like bigger, like a selenite too. Selenite wand. So I'll use crystals as well to help kind of clear my energy field and ground and that type of thing. And you can, of course, clear them in the full moon. So you can set them outside at the full moon to clear, or salt water helps clear them as well. Is there anything else? I feel like there was one more thing, one or two.
I feel like roses. Did we talk about roses yet?
We haven't, no.
So to me, roses are like the workhorses of the energy world, and you can use them for anything. And when it comes to energetic self-care, I use them to help me cut cords, to separate my energy, which we'll talk about in the next video. But also I use them to clear out my chakras, to clear out my energy field, and I just kind of give them that tool of being a vacuum cleaner for any energy that's not mine that I want to get cleaned out. Or if I want to bring new energy in, I'll use that rose to kind of bring it in and swirl my chakras and get them moving.
Yeah, I like what you mentioned when we were chatting before about how you will put a rose at each one of your chakras. Like,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful visual. I like that a lot because, again, it's about that opening, right? You know,
Right.
and
And when you're talking about energetic self-care, you want your energy to be yours, and you don't want other people's, and you want to, keep those boundaries, and you want to protect your energy and make it as strong and healthy as it can be. And to me, a rose is a really nice way to act as a magnet to draw energy out that's not yours, and then you can dissolve it or give it up to the angels or send it back to whoever's it is or whatever. But to me, it's a handy way to visualize the process.
Nice. Yeah. And I do want to, I don't have any connection or affiliation with this person, but this is a great book, Self-Care for the Self-Aware. So there's a lot of really great tools in this book, and we're going to talk about, or I'm going to mention one of them when we get into the part 3 video where we're talking about others. There's a great tool that Dave Markowitz is the author of that book that uses, but it's just, there's a lot of great books out there too that can give you even more tools. We're just giving you some of the go-to ones that we use. And then do you want to just mention about the golden sun, bringing that to
Yeah, so I use a golden sun for myself. I visualize it above my head. I put a little magnet on it, and I use that magnet to call back my energy from anywhere else that it might be. Anybody I talk to, anything I thought about, like our energy goes places when we think about, oh, I'd really like to go to Chicago. Well, a little bit of my energy is in Chicago, so I use that to draw it back. It gets neutralized in that golden sun, and then once I feel like it's all back, I'll open that golden sun and allow that energy to just pour into my aura and get integrated into my energy field. So in terms of energetic self-care, it's really, calling your energy back to you so it's available for you in your body right now, which is, where it should be.
Nice. I love that. I love that. Yeah, because there was a great visual. I took a class at one point where they were talking about, like, when you sit in a chair, like, you leave your energy in the chair. So how about picking it up with you when you leave? Like, let's take our energy with us. Instead of, like, dragging it, leaving it in all kinds of different places. In our next video, we're actually going to talk about our environment and how to kind of take care of our environment. But what have you got for people this week as sort of something that you can share with them?
So what I'd like to share, because this is my go-to and I feel like everybody should do it. My kids do it. My kids have been doing it since they were before kindergarten. So that's the grounding cord. So I have a recording and audio that walks you through that grounding cord, and I'll put that link to that spot on my website in the comments.
Beautiful. Perfect. And what I'm going to give to people, which I've never given to, like, the public before, is instructions on how to clear your energy field. So I have a document that all my Zodiac members have, my coaching clients get, that type of thing, but it's about how to clear your energy field, your personal energy field. So it's got some instructions in there. So I'm going to offer that to you guys.
Right.
So that's
we'll get you started with 2 great tools, and then try all the other ones and let us know how they work for you in the comments. We'd love to hear about it. We would love to hear that. And make sure you subscribe so that you know when our next videos come out, because we've been doing this kind of every Tuesday, Intuitive Tuesdays. So make sure that you subscribe to get notified when we have a new video out. Right. All right. Have a great week. Good luck with this. Yep. Aloha.